Big Bertha, a cannon that could hurl a projectile 100 miles, was this day to make its first appearance on the Western Front. Was this day to strike terror into the hearts of the enemy. 75 miles away was her target, the Cathedral of Notre Dame.
Range!
Hey guys. It's Top 5. In today's video let's see some big guns which made in military history. Hit that subscribe button before the video starts. Gamma Howitzer. The 40 cm Karl-Gerät L-12, or Karl-Gerät, was a German siege gun built by Krupp. The Karl-Gerät's barrel diameter was 40 cm, making it one of the largest artillery pieces ever fielded. It was designed from 1906 to 1910. Then used by the Imperial German Army during World War I and from 1909 to 1942 at various sieges and battles in Belgium, France, Poland, and Serbia. A single Karl-Gerät survived World War I and saw limited use in World War II by the Wehrmacht to attack the Maginot Line and besiege Sevastopol. Due to its extreme weight, 150 metric tons, and it can send 40 cm projectile up to 14,200 meters, it was mostly immobile and had limited effectiveness on either the western and eastern fronts of World War I. Only 10 were built. An experimental model was ready in 1957. Its chassis was designed and built by the Kirov plant. Its 20-meter barrel allowed it to fire 750 kilograms rounds up to 45 kilometers. Due to its complexity of loading, it had a relatively low rate of fire, 1 round every 5 minutes. Field tests showed various drawbacks of the entire design. The recoil was too strong for many components. It damaged drive sprockets, ripped the gearbox away from its mountings, and the sheer length rendered it incredibly difficult to transport. Its development continued until 1960. When the idea of such overpowered guns along with the 2A3 was abandoned in favor of tactical ballistic missiles, such as the 2K6 Luna. Karl-Gerät, also known as Morser Karl, was a World War II German self-propelled siege mortar designed and built by Rheinmetall. Its heaviest munition was a 60 centimeters diameter, 2,170 kilograms shell, and the range for its lightest shell of 1 to 150 kilograms was just over 10 kilometers. Each gun had to be accompanied by a crane, a two-piece heavy transport set of railcars, and several modified tanks to carry shells. 7 guns were built, 6 of which saw combat between 1941 and 1945. It was used in attacking the Soviet fortresses of Brest-Litovsk and Sevastopol, bombarded Polish resistance fighters in Warsaw, participated in the Battle of the Bulge, and was used to try to destroy the Ludendorff Bridge during the Battle of Remagen. 1 Karl-Gerät has survived and the remainder were scrapped after the war. The BL 18 inches railway howitzer was a British railway gun developed during World War, part of the progression of ever larger howitzers on the Western Front. It did not enter service until 1920. 5 guns and 2 complete equipments on railway wagons were produced. After World War I there was no use for such large but relatively short-ranged weapons and they were placed in storage. In World War II the 2 wagons were used to mount 13.5 inches guns, which were capable of engaging targets on the German-occupied Channel coast of France. In late 1941 18 inches howitzer was mounted on the railway mounting nicknamed Botch Buster, which had been used in World War I to carry a 14 inches gun. Schwerer Gustav was a German 80 centimeter railway gun. It was developed in the late 1930s by Krupp and Ruggenwald as siege artillery for the explicit purpose of destroying the main forts of the French Maginot Line, the strongest fortifications in existence at the time. The fully assembled gun weighed nearly 1,350 tons and could fire shells weighing 70 to a range of 47 kilometers. The gun was designed in preparation for the Battle of France, but was not ready for action when the battle began, and in any case the Wehrmacht's blitzkrieg offensive through Belgium rapidly outflanked and isolated the Maginot Line's static defenses, eventually forcing the French to surrender and making their destruction unnecessary. Gustav was later deployed in the Soviet Union during the Battle of Sevastopol, part of Operation Barbarossa, where, among other things, it destroyed a munitions depot located roughly 30 meters below ground level. The gun was moved to Leningrad and may have been intended to be used in the Warsaw Uprising like other German heavy siege pieces, but the uprising was crushed before it could be prepared to fire. Gustav was destroyed by the Germans near the end of the war in 1945 to avoid capture by the Soviet Red Army. Schwerer Gustav was the largest caliber rifled weapon ever used in combat in terms of overall weight. The heaviest mobile artillery piece ever built. It fired the heaviest shells of any artillery piece. It was surpassed in caliber only by the unused British Mallet's mortar and the American Little David bomb testing mortar, both at 36 inches, but was the only one of the three to be used in combat. Thank you for watching the video. I will see you back in next video. If you give a like and subscribe, we will get more energy to make more videos. So please don't forget to subscribe.